Wrapping it up on a Wednesday. It's 8:23. It's Power 101.7. The hottest music. You're waking up with the Bill and Jessica Show.
Good morning. Sunny today. Temps near 80.
And we want to welcome live in studio. He's back. Haven't talked to him in a minute. Candidate for the mayor of Salisbury, Jermichael Mitchell. Good morning.
Good morning. We were excited to have you both back.
I know.
As always.
Also, I know he's trying to be in the background, but he's back there tripping. Kevin Lindsay. Yes. Good morning.
For sure.
Welcome. What's going on, fellas? What's going on, Jermichael?
Thank you guys for having us, man.
Yeah.
We are about 40 some days out from the election.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were definitely wanted the opportunity to come in and speak to you guys. We know it's been a while.
Absolutely.
Talk to you guys about how things have been going and some of the future plans that we're having.
Well, look.
The excitement, the energy,
sure.
it's all building.
Yeah,
it's there.
I don't know what it is. I'm excited that I know what it is. I'm excited you guys are here. We're all personal friends here, and it's great to have you guys back.
Thank you guys, as always, for providing a platform over the years. You guys have always gave us the opportunity for this platform, and we thank you for that.
You're
well.
welcome.
Especially big ups from Chucky as well.
Yeah, Chucky Smiley. Yeah, shout out to him.
Guys, let you guys know everything was well. He's doing well, and ask guys how you guys are doing.
So, talk to us a little bit about how it's going, like as far as the race for mayor's going.
Yeah.
You announced your candidacy
here,
by the way.
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he always said that he would.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
he did.
And you know what? Yeah. There you go. And you know what? That's what I'm talking about. That's loyalty right
for
there.
Sure.
That's
Try to be a man of my word.
Like 2 or 3 years ago,
sure.
you said you would do
That's
that.
why I tell
and
people we've been talking about this for a while. This isn't new to us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we've been talking about this for a while.
Well, since February, and since you guys are now off and running, how's it going? How does your daily agenda change? Like, what's
Well, I talk to Kev every day.
Okay.
That's one of the pluses about it all. We get to conversate about a lot of things, man. But we're just seeing who people are, where people stand, being able to talk to people, talk about the work, the body of work that we've put in over the years.
Right.
That's something that can't be argumentable. People, of course, want to know about my situation with my charges and things of that nature. So we talk about that. We're open. That's over with now.
Yeah.
So we talk about that as well. But
Now-
just letting people know what's truly going on.
Yeah, I forgot all
Yeah,
about
a lot
that
of people
too.
have.
But just because you are
for sure.
running for the mayor of Salisbury, and people do bring that up
For sure.
Is there anything that you would like to address
Oh,
here
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
air?
I mean, I talk about it now. Before, like I tell people, when you're in a case, you don't talk about that.
Correct.
Like that's just you let your lawyer handle the situation till it's over.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it now, man. It was a freak accident. Nothing more, nothing less. No one was harmed. We apologized to the person that it did happen to.
Well, for
It just was
for
a freak
people who
accident.
don't know what happened, can you kind of give us?
I was preparing my weapon to go to the range. I was grabbing some ammo out of my safe.
Right.
And I was preparing my weapon to lock out and go to the range. Freak accident. Bullet gets jammed. Gun goes off. Right. I'm thinking it
So
hits my
scary.
dresser. Doesn't hit my dresser. Actually goes to the floor. So I go to get my credentials. I'm licensed to carry in Maryland. I believe anyone should practice their Second Amendment.
Right.
I'm licensed to carry in Maryland. Goes off. I go to get my credentials. I come back. Nothing major. Go straight to the police officers. Let them know what's going on and all of these other things. I actually don't get locked up that day. I don't get locked up at all. I don't have to go to the police station that day or anything.
Right.
I go to the police station a few days later. They tell me what's going on. We go from there. But of course, media spins things out of control. I was
Correct.
the bad guy who didn't check on the people and all of these other things. And we just want people to know that's not true.
Yeah.
You can listen to the media. Media is going to do whatever they can do to sell papers and sell articles and get clicks.
Correct.
But the true story is we did check on people. We did make sure that everything was situated and okay. I am still licensed. I've taken more safety classes. This happens all the time. That's another piece that a lot of people got to understand. Guns accidentally go off every day in this area.
When you run for office,
Yeah.
people expect you to be superhuman.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like they expect things not
yeah,
to go.
and like I tell people, like I'm not running for office. Does this make the paper?
Right.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
right? Like if I'm not running for office, this is just something that happens and we move on.
Right.
But of course, I'm running for office, so it's amplified, and I don't have a problem. It's just people wanted me to talk about it while it was going on.
Yeah.
And of course, that's just impossible. Nobody does that.
I just wanted to give you, like.
Oh,
the
no, for sure. And
opportunity,
I don't mind talking about it.
yeah,
That's why I brought
because,
it up. For sure.
because honestly, before you brought it up,
Yeah.
I had forgotten about it, so I wasn't even gonna.
Yeah, like I'm candid about it now.
Yeah.
I can be candid about it. I can talk about it. I can be free about it. Just thank God nobody was hurt or harmed
Yes.
through the situation.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm grateful for that. And again, I tell people all the time, still practice your Second Amendment, right? Like you follow the law. If something accidentally happens, the law is on your side, right?
Right.
That's just what it happens. Just be legal, right? Don't have any illegal weapons in your home. Don't have them places that they're not supposed to be. But I encourage people to still practice their Second Amendment right.
Absolutely.
It's
So
part of our Constitution.
now, you're off and running.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, talk to us a little bit about you talk to Kev every day.
Yeah,
You
talk
guys
to Kev
are
every
going
day.
around
We're
doing.
still pushing our 6 champions. I have a forum today.
Okay.
Actually, this afternoon at the Salisbury Art Space in Salisbury.
Nice.
My first forum.
Okay.
So I'm super excited about that. The other candidates will be there as well.
So what? So what does that entail?
It entails a 10-minute speech from myself and the other candidates about our campaigns.
Okay.
What we're looking for is our vision to move forward. And then it gives us an opportunity to get some questions that are asked by the people who are running it. The Wacomico Democratic Club is running it, that we get some questions from them. And then the public gets an opportunity to come up and ask a question.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to ask one question. You don't get to keep coming up.
Yeah.
But you get to ask a question. And we're encouraging people to come out.
Right.
It starts at 6:30 at the Salisbury Art Space. I've been telling people 5:30. You want to get there, you want to get early, you want to get a seat if you want to sit down. But we believe it's going to be packed. We believe a lot of people are going to show up. And we believe that we should address things ahead of time. If people have questions, bring those questions. I don't mind answering any question that you may have. And we're just looking forward to that. There's another debate or forum. I don't even want to call it a debate. There's another forum on the 26th.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Is that like a more of a
That's
debate?
an NAACP forum, debate rather. And I don't like to say debate. And I like the forum word.
Okay.
Because we personally don't want to talk about the other candidates.
Right.
Like, in a debate, you're going to go back and forth about
Right.
what you're going to do well, what they're going to do well, what they haven't been doing.
Yeah.
We don't have anything bad to say. We've seen articles people have released, again, re-released my situation and things of that nature, and we're fine with that. We're not slandering or talking bad about Miss Outing or Mr. Taylor. We have nothing bad to say about those people. All we're going to talk about, again, is our body of work.
Right.
People know where we are at. People have seen us. People know the work that we've done over the years, like you guys know. That's all we got to talk about. We don't have to talk about anything else. When you go to your neighborhood, whose faces have you seen? Whose work have you seen? So we don't have anything bad to say about those other people. We'll just ask the people that we're asking to go out and vote and the people in our community to look at the bodies of work.
Now the mayor race changed a little bit.
Yeah, super. Not a little bit. And we talked about that. Remember I told you guys why we were going to take it slow? Because we truly felt like strategically something was going to shift.
Yeah.
Something was going to change.
Well, Jack Heath, he announced that, he's going to step out of the race. What's your thoughts after all that?
I think me and Kev have been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Big ups to Mr. Heath. Hopefully his health is well and things are well with him and his family. But we kept saying to ourselves, we don't know if he's gonna go forward. From my understanding and conversations that we had, he really wasn't. He was actually retired from the city council, from our understanding.
Before he stepped into the mayor race.
And I don't think it was more of a step thing. I think it was a forced thing. Like bylaws say that the city council president becomes the mayor.
Right.
So that's kind of like just what it is.
Okay.
But again, man, you got to think about your life. He's put a lot of work into our city. He's put a lot of work into things over the years. Maybe he just wants to relax and spend some time with his family. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't see anything wrong with that. It just was shifty how things switched over to us. Right.
Right.
How it would have just been me and Mr. Taylor. Other people were running in their district, and then all of a sudden that last day it seemed very strategic how he's out, someone else is in, all of this information is being released, and it seemed almost planned. That makes sense. But we knew that, right?
Yeah.
In this political game, you're playing chess. Chess is always being played.
Right.
So you got to just always make
Don't
sure.
Don't get caught playing checkers.
For sure.
You got to play
for
chess.
Sure. You got to play chess. And you got to make sure that you're on the offense and the defense at the same time, right?
Okay.
So we were ready. We were prepared because we knew something strategically was going to happen. We felt it. And that's one of the reasons why we've actually taken our time with this campaign. One of the main reasons is because, again, people know where we are. People know we're reachable. People know the body of work. And as long as they know what we've done, we're going to go out, we're going to hit doors, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And we don't feel like we got to collect a lot of money. Yeah, financial donations are needed, but we don't feel like it's school time. People just had back to school. Christmas is around the corner, right? Like, I'm not trying to hit people's pockets right now in the time of need, right? Like, we still got to keep that in mind.
Look, Jermichael, I know is out there in the community.
Sure.
Yes.
I see you out there coaching. I see you with the kids. You're getting yourself out there more. So I have to ask, you're a young guy, compared to, some other candidates who have run in the past or whatever. So a lot of times, I'm sure you would do very well with the younger vote, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, is it tough to get the younger vote to come out and vote?
I don't think it will be with
Okay.
this, right? Like you say, at 17 years old, I started coaching in my community.
Okay.
All right. So you figure that was 20 some years ago. Those children that I was coaching have grown up and had children, right?
Yeah.
And you got to figure the amount of kids that I've touched their lives over the years. It wasn't just youth, because that's a cliche thing. Oh, he's always been about the kids. Well, you got to understand, when you're working with kids, and you know this as a baseball, you're working with families as
Yeah,
well, right? You're
absolutely.
not just working with
Right,
the child.
yes.
Absolutely.
So if I've been working with all of these kids, then I've been working with all of these families, right? So I've been working with adults. We've been doing these positive things in the community. So I really believe that, just like when Obama ran, and I'm going to be honest and be real here, or candid, the first time he ran, people didn't care about his politics.
Right.
It was a popularity thing, right? He was
Okay.
charismatic.
Which a lot of the presidential race is
it's about
nowadays. You know,
popularity,
I
right?
mean, it's
Like,
crazy.
if you truly go by the popular vote and listen to the people, we know that in the federal things, it's electoral college, right?
Right.
And these type of votes that we're having, it's the people. The people's voice matters.
Right.
The vote is by the people, right? It isn't people vote and then somebody else makes the decision who they vote for. That doesn't happen in this race. But we would say this is a popularity thing. I think tons of people are going to go out in those demographics that normally don't go out, that normally don't care about who's running for mayor. People who've never voted before in city elections are going to go out just because we're running.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
because our name is on the
All
ballot.
right. No, that's
I really
great.
truly believe that.
The reason I asked is because we actually saw some stats when
Yeah.
we were it's Delaware, but we saw some stats with Sussex County, and they were saying like the 18 to 24-year-olds obviously are the lowest.
Yeah.
That go out to actually.
Yeah, and I'm
vote.
talking like, I mean, single digit
Oh,
numbers
no, for sure.
that actually are, go out to register. There's more that are registered than actually vote.
Right.
And then the 65 plus are the ones that make the decisions.
Yeah.
They're the ones that call
That
it
was about
65 and
76%.
76%
65 and
are
older.
65 and older. Then it goes down to like something like, I mean, even 18 to 34.
Their numbers are low.
Their numbers are low, and then very, very low. And it was almost like alarming. It's crazy. Like, so that's why I'm
it's the
saying, is
uninterest.
it a challenge to get
It
people?
is a challenge, but it's the uninterest, right? Like before, like you said, these candidates, I don't know. I don't know these people. I've never met these people. I've never seen these people in my neighborhood, right? Why should I go vote for them? Why should I take the time out? It's crazy the amount of people that have come to me that are in their 30s,
Yeah.
not 30s, that have never voted in a city of Salisbury election.
Right, but
right.
they'll rush out to
But
vote
they
for the
will
presidential
go out.
election
Correct.
because it's all over
Correct. And then you
Facebook,
gotta
all
think
the
about
media.
the city of Salisbury's election now. Before, at one point in time, there was a time all elections were at once. We just did an election, right? We just voted for the governor. We just
Yeah.
voted for other seats. We just did an election. So in some people's minds,
My man, Governor Westmore.
yeah. So in some people's minds, it's like, why would I do another election? Why do I have to go vote again? I just voted last year.
Right.
Why do I have to go back out and vote for something? But local election is vital, right? And we believe at times things like this are strategic, right? One election was last year. Now you got another election. People are like, I'm not going to vote again. I just did that.
I
I just
just
stood
did
in
it.
those lines.
Right.
I just went through that process.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very vital and important that we go out, and we are speaking to people, talking to people, making sure we're shaking hands, making sure we're reminding people to register to vote, making sure that we're doing some events. We have some events coming up to register people to vote. But just continuing to talk, continuing to get on platforms that people that are young are listening to, and utilizing what young people use, right? Like social media outlets and platforms. My Instagram went crazy when we made a post not too long ago of young people, believe it or not, between the demographics that we're talking about, who I've touched their lives through mentoring, through school, who I've been there for in the community, super excited about me running.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was and that was a plus. Like, surprised me. My Instagram never goes crazy. Like, I don't be on Instagram like that at
Right.
all. But my Instagram went nuts, and that to me alone looked at the demographics. I'm going through looking at the people, there's young people who were excited because I believe this is an inspiration, right? Win, lose, or draw. I'm inspiring kids from my neighborhood who look like me, who didn't go to college. I didn't go to college. Right? I
Right.
don't have a college education. To know that you can still do anything possible, anything you put your mind to, you can go do it. I've been a great basketball coach. I've been a great mentor. I've been a great leader. I've done great things in my community, right? And despite all of that, I'm still human.
And
Still
all that
reachable.
not changing.
Yeah, not changing at all.
Going to continue to
Yeah,
do all
yeah,
that.
for
You're
sure.
not getting out
We'll
of
do
that
this till I die.
to move into politics.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
still you.
Yeah, and that's the other piece, Bill, that we're trying to explain, and we said last night in one of the lives. I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
Right? Politicians lie. That's what they do. They tell you something and hope that you believe it.
Political speak.
Right. And when they don't come through with it, they tell you, well, that's just it's how it goes sometimes, and all of these other things. We will stand on facts. We will stand on the things that we know. And if it doesn't work, we'll change. I am a better changing agent. That's it. That's all. Everything that I'm involved in, I'm trying to make change. Whether that's government, whether that's young people's lives, whether that's a basketball game. I'm just trying to make change. So knowing that and going into this, politics is the experience. My job is to get in and try to make our government better. Where are the holes? Where are the problems? Where are the issues? How can we make it better? Who can we work with to make it better? And we're going to work in competency. We say that all the time. We're working with the competent. Kevin's my best friend, but if Kevin ain't the guy for the job, I'm not going to put Kevin in that position.
Right.
Right? Why would I set him up for failure? That's crazy to me. I'm going to go find, we're going to say, Kev, you know what? We need to find someone who's good at the job so we can sit back and relax. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, that's the piece, right? Like we don't want to work in friendship, right? If you're not experienced for the job, just because you're my buddy, I don't want you to have the job.
Right. Oh,
Like, that's just
right.
it.
He's
Like,
the guy for the job.
yeah, no, for sure.
He the
for
man.
Sure, for sure.
He's the guy.
For sure.
Trust.
But we're just saying, like, that's one of the things that we're promising, right? Jessica's worked for her department for 20 years. She's been amazing at it. A director or supervisor's position becomes available. Shouldn't Jessica get that opportunity? She's been here for 20 years. It's no
She should, as long as she don't come off the morning show.
For sure.
She should.
For sure.
That's just adding an extra thing for the.
But example wise, she should be promoted
We
to
know
that
what you're
position.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
it
I'm
should-
kidding.
It should be someone that's brought in with less experience.
Right. No, absolutely.
And then
absolutely.
we should check the administration, because if I haven't prepared her to be a supervisor,
Then
what
they're-
am I in 20 years?
Then what are you doing? Yeah. No, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
So that's just the concept with it all. We just trying to bring change and trying to bring something different. And we feel like if you go with the candidates that are running against us, you're going to get the same old same. You're going to get the same normal things that have been happening, because some of them have been a part of the taking the parking lots. Some of them have been a part of stopping the farmers market. Some of them have been a part of making crazy decisions in Salisbury, you know, and we feel like we need to look at the budget. We need to find out where money is being wasted. We need to not raise taxes tremendously like the hikes that they talked about before. And we need to figure it out. We need to truly sit down and ask people, when things are being built, ask people if it's needed, if it's wanted. Not build it and then have discussions and have to backtrack on, oh, well, we had sessions. Well, everybody wasn't informed, obviously, because now everybody's mad that we have bike lanes.
Right.
Everybody's mad that we're going to have a unity square and you're taking parking. So,
Well, that's one thing that I keep hearing. I hear about, you know, and I don't live in Salisbury.
Yeah, for sure.
But I constantly hear about the bike lanes.
Yeah.
Constantly hear about these roundabouts.
The
or whatever.
roundabout.
Yeah,
That's
for
a
sure.
big one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What else? What else does people talk about, like constant, that they don't like?
the parking, especially in downtown now.
the
the
parking and
removal
stuff
of
like
the
that.
parking.
But at this
What are those
point,
motorized
the
scooter
sign, the
things?
Salisbury
Those
sign.
Scooter things. Oh,
The
the,
new Salisbury
Salisbury.
sign.
Yeah, okay, but my thing is, like, I feel like they're chronic complainers. Like it's over. Like Jermichael's not going to come in and change bike
yeah,
lanes.
for sure.
Like, you're not going to be out
we
there.
talked about that.
Like,
With
That
the
was something we talked
construction
about
crew,
yesterday.
like,
yeah, like
taking
digging
them
up
up.
bike
Now
lanes.
again,
Like,
now if there's some
So-
areas that there have safety concerns when it comes to
gosh.
traffic, things
Yeah.
can be altered. That makes sense. You can put in some requests to the state to have it looked at.
now, but I will say,
but we're not taking them up.
the Salisbury sign does look nice.
For sure.
I
It's
ain't
different.
lying.
I saw it for the first time.
It's different.
I mean, it looks. Is it in a weird location though?
Nah, it's bad time. Yeah. No, it's bad timing because of the taxes. We just talked about raising people's taxes 15%. We were just talking about that.
And then they're putting in the
boom,
sign.
You got this big sign that comes out of nowhere that, again, you didn't ask people, did they want?
Okay.
Did we vote upon that sign?
Yeah,
did,
I'm just
did they see
learning.
different designs? Right? Who made the decision for that sign? Right? That's the biggest piece at times. When we spending money, where's the true checks and balances? Was that truly needed?
Right.
Was it
Okay.
a need right now, right? Like, do we truly need a unity square? Right. The elderly people will no longer be able to park close to the library because we have Unity Square. Was that a need? Yeah, great that you're giving 2 more hours free parking, but what about my grandma who might want to go to the library?
Yeah,
she no
yeah,
longer
no,
can
it's-
park close to the library.
Okay.
Like, so it's just other things that you really didn't think of when you're doing these projects. Great, Unity Square is going to be beautiful. Don't get me twisted. Ground is already removed. Things are already being built. We're not removing Unity Square. So like you said, for those chronic complainers who utilize the bike lanes, go buy a bike. Get a helmet. Take your family on a bike ride on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like you said, it's not going
I
anywhere.
only said that because I feel like somebody living outside of Salisbury, if everything's the council or what city of Salisbury does, it's always somebody complaining
Oh,
about
no, it's
it.
always going to be a complaint. You're never going to satisfy. That's the thing about
Yeah.
politics when you get involved. Like, that's why it's so messy. You're never going to satisfy people.
So
Right.
yeah,
Someone's always, it's like opposition, right? There's always going to be opposition. There's always going to be good and evil. There's always going to be someone who has something to say about what you do.
yeah, you're right.
Never satisfied.
Believe me, I
for
know.
sure, for sure. So but you got to take that with a grain of salt. You got to have rhino skin, is what I believe.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
Believe, like, you know,
Absolutely.
If the objective is coming from the majority, right? Because in politics, if it's coming from the majority, that's the way you go, right? That's it. That's all. If the majority of the people want to do it, you have to do it. You have to see how it goes, and then if it doesn't go well, you retract and say, "Hey, that was a bad idea." I think that's the other problem with us as a city. We don't have accountability. We make bad decisions, and we'll ride that bad decision out instead of coming back and saying, "You know what? That was a bad idea. We should have done it this way. We should have done things differently." A lot of times, they just ride out decisions, and there's no true checks and balances when it comes to that. We've experienced it. There's no true checks and balances. So.
We got Jermichael Mitchell in studio, Kevin Lindsay in studio, Jermichael running the course for the mayor of Salisbury. Real quick, what's the date of the election?
November 7th.
November 7th.
Yeah, November 7th,
That's
man.
the main election day.
Yeah,
so
people got to go out and vote, man. We need people. Take a friend.
Yes,
have
absolutely.
a voting party, right? Like,
we got more coming up on the other side. Jermichael in studio. It's 8:44.
The hottest music continues